Welcome back once again to the Pitlane Pals Formula One podcast. And this weekend, we are in Vegas. We are not in Vegas. We are watching the race that will be in Vegas. It is September, it is not September. It is November 22nd. I know. And the practice 1 and 2 finished both last night at awkward times because they want to do Vegas at night. And that means everyone's fucked up, I think, besides the people in Vegas on that time. But it's
Pretty
okay.
much, yeah.
Practice 1 and 2 both had very interesting results. I woke up to a couple strange notifications, and one being that Lewis Hamilton topped FP1 and FP2. And in FP1, George Russell got P2, and George Russell got P3 in FP2. Or FP1 got P2, FP2 got P3. There we go. Weird. Random showing of pace from the Mercedes. I don't really know where this is coming from.
Unexpected as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there's some people up there that you kind of expect, right? Like, you expect Norris to do well, the Ferraris as well, but the Mercedes?
I know.
Okay. I mean, I respect it.
If
If it's their track, if it's their temperature, then hey, we certainly know one team which is not doing too well in Las Vegas, and I feel like it's kind of gotten to be a tradition now to say Red Bull's not doing too great in practice, but afterwards they always just send in the race.
It does feel like a tradition, but this time it's a little worse than normal. It's not just some bad runs. It seems that they've just had a lot of struggle with pace on the straights. And for what I have just read is that that's because they brought the wrong spec rear wing for this race this weekend. And it does not appear to be something they can finish overnight before qualifying maybe. If they do, that'll be interesting to see. But as of now, there's no reports of them being able to fix it. Which could definitely fuck them up this weekend. And they were very strong in Vegas last year. So seeing them struggle this year out the gate has been interesting to see. And I'm not, in a world where they struggle badly all weekend, I mean, I'm not going to say, like, it's Max Verstappen, he's going to get points. But it could be interesting to see, I guess, because I don't know if the Mercedes are going to be quicker than the McLarens. I mean, Piastri didn't look that strong in either session. Norris was okay, but the Mercedes are quick, and so I don't know what points McLaren can maximize out of this for the constructors. What points that Ferrari can gain on Red Bull too in the constructors. Important note. Jesus, I cannot speak today. Important note. But Sainz and Leclerc were fourth and fifth, so they look decent.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, yeah. Max is going to get points. No question, right? But, I mean, we said this before. Having a last race where it's still kind of close and still kind of possible is literally the dream scenario. So, I mean, it's okay for Red Bull to be a bit slower the next few races. Maybe, there's nothing bad with the nice competition here.
I'm trying to not mention the championship battle for the drivers from here on out because I think we both concluded that it's over.
I know. I'm just saying, just like, it would be very, 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 very cool to have another Abu Dhabi race where it's down to the last wire. Because
I would just like it to be possible in Abu Dhabi.
God.
I would just like it to be possible in Abu Dhabi. But
that'd be amazing.
Max would have to take a significant drop off in points because I think he could have locked the championship in this weekend. Even if he won and Norris got P2 and the fastest lap, if he won still, he would have taken the championship this weekend.
I think it comes down to 3 points right now. I saw something that, like, if Verstappen outscores Norris by 3 points, then there's no chance for Norris to get the world championship. And I feel like we're kind of at a point in the season where I'm not saying it should go to Max, but just performance-wise, I feel like it should probably go to Max. But that's what's so great about Formula One. we don't really know what's gonna happen. We never really know, and it could still go to Lando if everything goes wrong. We never know.
Yeah.
So
I know. I know. I'm hesitant. I will say that I think Norris, we obviously kind of gave him some shit a couple episodes ago for how he addressed Max, and I guess I kind of will take that as a heat of the moment response to the race, whatever. I have seen some comments I liked more from him lately, and that he just kind of admitted that he probably wasn't ready to fight drivers the caliber of Lewis and Max. And I saw some people saying that was like an excuse. I don't think it's an excuse. I think it's a true acknowledgement of like where he is as a driver. And it's like he clearly, obviously, is not Lewis Hamilton, is not Max Verstappen, is not that caliber of driver. Doesn't mean he's a bad driver. It just means he's not quite there. I don't think anybody is. And I think because the gap of the McLaren wasn't significantly quicker this year and started off slower coming from behind, it was always going to be hard to catch him. Like, obviously, if it was Hamilton and the McLaren, I'm sure he would have won. Sure. But it's Lewis Hamilton, arguably the greatest driver of all time. It's like, I saw people saying that comment as like a way to knock Norris for his performance this year. It's like, oh, but if Lewis was in this McLaren, this would be a different story. Yes, it's Lewis Hamilton. Norris is not a bad driver. He's a very quick driver, and he probably just doesn't have the championship blood in him right now yet. And maybe in the future, if he gets another opportunity, he'll capitalize on it better. He's got some experience now fighting in more meaningful positions. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And so it's like, even though the championship is probably out of reach now, I just wanted to acknowledge that I think Norris admitting his faults and his lack of talent compared to Max, not talent, but, skill compared to Max at this point in his career, is a good thing in my opinion. At least he can acknowledge that, like, hey, Max is just at another level for me. And that's fine.
Yeah. I think as long as he's open and honest about it, and he's not like pushing everything away as if the criticism is undeserved, it's a good way of handling.
Yeah,
it's the first time for him being that like consistently at the top, and we talked about the major flaw of like starts and stuff, and also like with some rules issues in Brazil, which are very confusing. I mean, at the end of the day, he's also a human being, and like, I'm sure the pressure got to him. We saw that the pressure did kind of get to him, and I think with just time and with more experience, it will definitely be a different story. But I do agree, if it would have been Lewis Hamilton, the McLaren 100% would have been world champion. Lewis would have been world champion. But like,
does that matter? Like that you could say it to anybody.
Exactly. Like,
you could say that maybe Charles Leclerc or Lewis would have been a champion in the Ferrari before it fell off in 2022. Or
exactly.
You could apply Lewis Hamilton, if it was Lewis, to literally anything. And so I know it's not everybody saying that, but the people that are, I'm like, okay, yes, it's Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
I don't think, this might be a hot take, I don't think you put Charles in the McLaren this year and he wins the championship.
Ooh.
I think he might do a little bit of a better job.
Right now.
I know, but I don't think the gap is big enough between Leclerc and Norris to cover the gap between their performances to where Max was this year. And it's like, I don't know. We've seen Leclerc have opportunities and struggle too. There's an ongoing joke that he fumbles from pole position as well. We forget that. I love Leclerc. I love Norris. I think they're both talented drivers. But again, when you go up against Max, it makes anybody look worse.
I think this whole argument of like Hamilton in the car would win the world championship is just. I mean, Norris is a great driver. Silly. Norris is not someone who we watch on a weekend basis and think, what the fuck is that guy doing in F1? That's more like Lance Stroll caliber. Maybe Esteban Ocon. That's like more where it'd be like, okay, these guys really, they're staying with their feet. But like, Lando is a really, really good driver. So even if he's been fumbling it, he's still great for the sport.
Yeah. And it's not like again, it's weird to hate so much on somebody just for struggling. And it's like, again, against Max Verstappen, we had a great year. Now, we might be having a different conversation if Vegas ends up sucking for Red Bull. We might be like completely being like, oh, what if? But we'll see. Or maybe Max will come back from P17 after qualifying and then win the race. And we'll be like, oh, okay, well, they're Max is champion. Maybe that's what we're saying. Max was just crowned champion in Vegas in a couple nights. That might be what we're saying. I honestly have no fucking idea. But the season's been great. I honestly am kind of hoping, like, subtly, that Lewis wins. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Ooh, you mean like as a nice send off?
Yeah, and it's like, obviously you could say the same thing for Abu Dhabi, but it's like, if this is the best chance they have to win another race, Lewis winning in Vegas under the lights will be kind of cool as a send off before he goes to Ferrari.
I just checked. Just wanted to see if there's like, I didn't know how far away Mercedes is in the championship right now, but that's definitely gone. Like, there's no way
it'd
Mercedes.
be purely for the sake. It'd be for the sake.
Yeah,
They're in a
yeah.
weird little hole where they're not at risk of losing positions to anybody, but not going to gain anything on anybody. They're just kind of there. And so, it doesn't matter for the championship, but, you know.
Also, something interesting I saw. I don't know if you saw the highlights of the Friday practice. A lot of drivers actually struggling with their helmets. Like, I think
What
it
do you
was Piastri said this, and also Perez saying that there's too much ventilation in the helmets. Since Vegas is very cold around these times, in the evening especially, when they're driving, they have too many air vents, I presume, because there's like air vents right under the visor. And if it's really cold and you have cold air blowing into your face all the time, that's obviously very, very distracting. And you had likes of Sergio Perez, I definitely remember that radio call, calling onto his mechanics to then like pluck the hose kind of, so he can have a normal test run, because he's just been like distracted with all the cold air. And I fully get that. Honestly, like that sounds like a nightmare to me. Imagine you're driving, it's already cold, and all the time it's like in your face with cold air.
It's interesting because I was talking about this recently, that like the fact that they do Vegas at night makes sense. I get why they do it for like the it's Vegas, you know. But it's like it doesn't make a ton of sense logically because they're doing the race in November. And so even though Vegas is a hot city, it becomes, you know, it's not hot anymore at this point of the year. Like, sure, during the day it's like okay, but it gets colder at night at this point of the year. And you're going to put them on a night track where it's going to have the track's icy, they're sliding around all the time. It's a little like,
Yeah.
you're doing it purely for the effect, which is fine. There's just no logic behind it. It's like we do the night races in Abu Dhabi, we do the night races in Qatar because it's hot as fuck. And it's like it would probably make a bit more sense to do Vegas during the day, but I get why it would not be nearly as cool. But
True.
It is just like, it's a bit like they slide around all the time. Now they have the cold air issue. It's like, it's not very logical, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's
not
also
very
Vegas has
logical.
obviously been very, very often criticized about how they handle setting up the F1 Grand Prix track there. I believe now they've actually changed what would have been glass panels to complete normal steel panels, so the people cannot see a single thing of the track.
They were never gonna be glass. They were going to be, last year they were like curtains of sorts. Like, or they I forget what they put something over it last year that wasn't very like, because people were able to just move it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
This year they put up metal instead. Like, it was never see through. Now it's metal because they don't want people to be able to move it or do anything, or like now this is definitive. You are not seeing the track as you walk by, which is like, okay, whatever, kind of lame.
Bud.
It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
Come on.
You're making plenty of money anyways. You're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Granted, a lot of people, too many people probably stand on that bridge. You could argue it's a health and safety issue, maybe.
Wasn't there something recently? I might be wrong here. There's an IndyCar track, I believe, where they race under a bridge, and off this bridge as a prompt, there's like someone hanging off, and that actually fell down in race. We might have to look into this here, production team, if you want to. But I swear I saw something about this. and like not obviously not a person. It was literally just like some fun prompt, like probably like some puppet or something.
Oh, the
But I swear,
mannequin
yeah, like a mannequin.
falls on track at Grand Prix in Alabama.
Yeah, that sounds a lot like it.
Mannequin falls on the track. Hold on, I'm gonna watch this video for you right now.
Production team was doing some production stuff.
Yeah. This. Wait.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that thing is off a bridge. Yeah, normally it's on that bridge, and it just fell off.
That's funny.
That's
really funny.
so random, absolutely random.
Imagine like thinking that's like a person as you're driving by.
Let's
Imagine
not
you're like
imagine
you're
that,
driving.
actually.
I'm just saying that'd be like you used to drive. You're like, holy shit, is that a person? Like, I'm just saying, like I'd be baffled. No, I also
I'd
saw
be
that Yuki
terrified.
Tsunoda was interrogated by U.S. Border Patrol agents for several hours in his pajamas before being let into the country.
Actually,
Can you
I
imagine
only
Yuki
saw a bit
Tsunoda
about it.
just sitting there in his pajamas, just like fighting with the Border Patrol? Like, no, I'm a Formula One driver.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm
sure
also a
you are,
Formula One
buddy.
driver. Yeah.
There's a little like, oh sure, buddy. like, uh-huh. He's like in his pajamas. He's a relatively short dude. He's like 5'3", 5'4", and he's sitting there like, no, I'm a Formula One driver. Like, okay, sure you are.
Sure, we all are here. We all are F1 drivers.
Yes, in our hearts.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, no, that had me laughing pretty hard because like, I just the way that article headline was read to me in my head, just fully like childlike Yuki Tsunoda sitting there in his pajamas, begging to be let into the country, like he's some sort of criminal, and he's like, "No, I have to go race at Vegas."
I swear that this could also only happen to Yuki Tsunoda.
Oh,
Literally
of course,
only to him.
I could not picture it happening to a different person.
Never.
It's just like this is a Yuki Tsunoda story. It's so funny.
Also, why was he wearing pajamas? I mean, I presume he got them like on the first class flight or something. You sometimes get the PJs.
He probably was flying first class, yeah. and like flew in and just like was ready to. He was like just sleeping the whole flight. Got up and then was harassed by Border Patrol in America, just not letting him in. Man, that's funny. That's really funny. In other news, some cars were not wearing pajamas this weekend. Sorry, that's a really bad joke. That's a terrible joke.
Terrible transition, mate.
But they a lot of cars have some very interesting liveries this weekend. Interesting is a word I'll use.
Can we start with the worst one?
Let's go for it.
All right, so Alpine, known for very, very quick boats and not so quick race cars, decided that they should be making their car all pink this weekend. And further to come, it's definitely not the worst on the grid. Like, livery-wise it is, but there's definitely something worse that has been cooked up from the F1 teams. But I don't know. It's not my thing.
I'm not a
it's
big
not
fan
really
of
that pretty.
It's like, okay, I liked the Pink Panther kind of when it was on the grid, the BWT Racing Point.
Yeah, I will say that
I
as
kind of
well.
liked it, but like it worked better. And now because like I guess I will say, I don't know what it is about this one that I don't like. I don't know. I'm not sure
feel like
what it is.
For me, the Pink Panther was like really, really nicely, like the Racing Point was nicely comboed with the white, which I loved personally.
True.
But this is more like a pink-black combination, which doesn't really work too well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree.
and it's also not the same pink. Like, it's a very, very. It's not dark pink, but it's darker than the normal BWT pink. So it's just like.
Although it looks a bit brighter pink on track than it did in their promo pictures.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just I don't love the pink, and I also just I miss the way the Alpine car looked in 2021.
Was that still Renault times or?
Mm-mm. That was
Oh yeah,
the
with
first
the
year they were
A,
Alpine.
where they had the A on the side.
Yeah, they had that very pretty kind of like blue, that dark
Oh
blue.
yeah.
And it was before they added BWT to their sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
It looked pretty. It looked pretty. I just missed that car. I missed that car. It looked pretty, and now we have the BWT logo slapped on their blue car, and then their pink is now a thing. I just don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the pink. It doesn't hit for me.
Sorry, just I had to pull this beauty up. Yeah, you definitely have to put a picture of this in the podcast right now. The 2021 Alpine.
It was a pretty car.
Holy shit! It's a beauty. It's a beauty.
It
One of
really
our
is.
most clicked TikTok videos is literally about how we roast the newer cars for looking to round. The 2021s are luckily the more straighter cars, and it just looks incredible. It looks absolutely incredible.
Yeah, they look too friendly.
They look too friendly.
But no, seriously, that the color scheme in that car with the red and the blue really worked, and it was French, and I don't like France. Sorry,
and it was French. I don't like France.
I don't like France, but there was some national pride to it. I'm American. I can't like the French. That's kind of how they don't like us either. All right. I'm kidding, but no, but seriously, like it had national pride to it. It made sense for a French team to look French. And then you make
I'm
it.
gonna say this: the Alpine kind of cooks
pink.
with it. I mean, in their WEC livery on their car, the backlights are actually like A's, and that looks so clean. It's literally one of the coolest things ever, and I love that.
Their wet car is really cool. I love their endurance car. Their hypercar is really, really cool. Moving on. Oh wait, do we have to like give this a proper rating? I don't know. The pink is like a 3.5 out of 10.
Probably agree with you on that one. It's really not that great. It's not the worst.
The Stake F1 Kick Sauber team has flames on their car. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It looks like a sticker. Like it cuts off at the midway point of the car on the rear end, and then it like goes up and then it cuts, and it just kind of looks like stuck on there.
It's a bit of a rough one, not gonna lie. It kind of reminds me of the very, very famous scene in Cars where McQueen is in the truck and then all the tuner cars come around. And there's the one green car with the very, very high spoiler. This is one of the tuner
cars.
Yeah. But it looks way worse. I used to love the green car either way, but
those cars are cool.
Those cars are really cool.
It just doesn't work here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just not.
I don't know. I'll give it like a 4.
Yeah. We really agree this episode. Jesus.
Yeah. The last one, I think the only last car we have is the Racing Bull.
Yep.
The Visa Cash Racing Bull.
I mean, are we in Miami? Like
I'm still pulling it up right now.
The green and blue. It's just like I don't know, man.
It's weird.
You can do a lot of cool things for a Vegas race, but green and blue, it doesn't match with the dark blue. I don't know who thought that was a great idea, but just does not match with the dark blue or the red.
No, it's like when you match like a dark blue hat with a light blue pair of jeans. It doesn't work because they're different shades of blue, And it's like if you're gonna do 2 shades of blue, you have to keep them both the same. Or you're gonna do 2 items that are blue, they both have to be kind of the same shade. And this is like it doesn't. It's not coherent. Again, I know we disagree on this. I think the original Visa Cash App Racing Bull is actually arguably the prettiest car in the grid, but this is weird, and they ruin a great car every time they put out new liveries.
All right, mate.
You really don't like that take, do you? I
Yeah,
think
it's just
the
it's not.
original is so pretty. The silver with the blue is gorgeous
Hmm.
originally, but we're not here to talk about that. But
Oh, I have
I
to
think
add
it's great.
something about this livery, or I'd rather have to say the whole livery situation, because obviously the livery is one thing, right? But Visa Cash App made special suits for the drivers, and a while back we talked about the McLaren suits and about how they're just fully too bright. They decided to make the whole suits the blue and green bit of the car. So in Las Vegas, you're gonna have Liam Lawson and Yuki Tsunoda running around like two glow sticks, because oh my goodness, what am I looking at? I don't know if
Yeah.
you agree here. It's just like
No, I do.
I just and all the
They look pretty
promo
stupid.
pictures, look so ridiculous. Like it's like first day of school kind of pictures.
No, they do look stupid, and the suits look stupid, and it's like I don't know what's going on. It looks like how do I explain it? There's a term. They look like little fairies. They look like
Yeah.
little fairies, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan at all. And the car, it doesn't even like. Additionally, the original car has like that green, mostly prominent. The
Yeah.
suits barely have that green, so they're not even coherent with each other. It doesn't make any sense. It's not planned out well. It doesn't make any sense. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's not really that great. I'm gonna give it
Yeah.
like a 3.5. Something on those lines.
I'll mix it up here. A 3.6.
Oh my god, mate! Look at you
Yep.
go.
One
just
different
quickly-
rating.
Just quickly pulled it up. The Stake F1 team also has custom suits, and I honestly kind of like them. Like the
Do
car,
they?
not too much. Yeah, like look it up right now. It's giving kind of like motorbike suits.
Seems like something
like
I
the
would have designed in like
motocross.
my career.
Okay, listen. Come on, man. Like you have to cut them some slack, okay? Like the idea with the flames, it was nice, it was cute, but like
To be fair, they don't have a lot to work with
True.
their color
They're kind of
scheme.
stuck with their black and green, so they made the most of it. It's kind of reminds me of a Monster Energy advertisement, but
True.
other than that, I think
They
it's
should be
looks-
sponsored by Monster.
It would
That'd be,
just
like,
make
the perfect
sense.
Sponsorship.
It
Yeah.
would actually just make sense. Imagine the car having like the three, the claw things on the side.
Mm-hmm. That'd be kind of tough, actually.
That'd be kind of tough.
Imagine like a special livery with the claws instead of the flames.
Oh,
I can get behind that.
dog, sign us up.
They gotta hire us over there. They gotta hire us over there. The fucking marketing department at Stake F1 team. What the fuck?
Honestly, dude.
No, but yeah, no. I think the suits are better. The suits are cool because they kind of like look matte,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't mind it. I don't love the car. It's kind of a little silly.
Do
Not
you
that
know
it's like a
if-
massive downgrade from their original, to be fair, but
True. Do you know if Alpine has race suits? Special ones? I don't think so. No, they're just the normal ones. Only the cars changed.
yeah, because it's
so I
like
think that's all.
it's a part of their sponsorship deal, so it's like it's not like a special livery. I think they just have to do this. All right. What else do we have to talk about? Predictions?
We have predictions. I think we have some helmets actually.
Oh,
Yeah, because Esteban Ocon is wearing a Captain America helmet.
it's kind of sick.
I-
I'm looking at it right now. It's no,
I mean, it's okay.
it's kind of cool. I don't like Esteban Ocon very much typically, but I like this helmet. It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
I can get behind it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
guess.
I like the helmet. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll give it give it like a 7.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
I'll give it like a
Are we
3, but
Oh, okay.
7
Okay.
is cool with you, mate.
All right. What other helmets do we have?
So I'm checking right now. I don't think Norris has one. I don't think Piastri has one either. It just popped up on my for you. I mean, either way, liveries is more the main thing here. So I think we're okay.
So if we're missing any helmets, it is what it is.
It is the way it is. Very sorry.
All right. Predictions for the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix in the United States of America. I'm going to say for my first prediction.
You know who you just reminded me of?
Who?
You know the guy who did the opening show last time? You know the clip of him going like, Sergio Checo, and then just
Perez.
Checo's right next to him. Perez.
Yeah, and then he just kind of like stared. Sergio's just like, I kind of felt bad for him right there.
God,
awkward ass moment for him. No, I think my first prediction: Lewis Hamilton will win the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Ooh. Okay.
Second prediction. There'll be a Ferrari on the podium.
Okay.
Sorry about the cars. And my third prediction is that Haas will score points this weekend.
Jesus, you and Haas, mate.
Well, look at them.
Look at them go.
Look at them. Is it gonna focus?
Yeah, it's focusing. It's stop focusing.
Sort of. All right, I'll give up on my showing my phone thing, but they are P7 and P9 on the standings in practice too.
All right,
So.
all right, okay. Gotta mix it up here a bit. I just like. Do I want to be that guy? I think I want to be that guy. Lando Norris is gonna win the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Okay. Okay. Hey, he's better from P2 than he is P1.
What?
So if he doesn't get pole, that'd be kind of cool. If he doesn't get pole, then he might have a better chance of winning.
Let him cook. I'm gonna say this is very specific. Okay. Both Mercedes will finish in the top 5.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say. Now I need to do one more like realistic thing. I'm gonna go with what you said last time. Fernando Alonso is gonna be in the top 10 this weekend.
My statement had some logic behind it because he was doing well in practice. Yours, he got P14 in FP2, but okay.
What do you get? What do you get in FP1?
Okay, but like FP1, they're not doing fast
P7,
laps.
That's P7, I think. That's actually
P7. Yeah.
I think you got P7.
But they're not doing. But P2 practice 2 matters way more.
Mate, honestly,
practice 2 matters way more.
P7, mate.
All right, whatever.
Let the man cook. Let the man cook. He's gonna cook up some points for me. I'm sure. I'm gonna fling him a message.
All right. Thank you all for listening to our Grand Prix view. We'll be back with a review sometime Sunday. We'll probably film that because the race is going to end at like 3 a.m. for me. And I'm not going to record an episode right after that. But I'll sleep and then I'll wake up and then we'll record an episode.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so follow us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, all the places. And yeah, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.